So, today is a very good day. I have two of my best partners here. To my right, Kira, my partner at Drum Education Live, and down here, Nina Pará, my partner at the Hands Guide. I'm feeling pretty good right now. Thank you, girls.
You're welcome.
So, with no further ado, Drum Education Live podcast episode number 35. Woohoo!
Woo!
Amazing. And today we have the amazing Nina Parat directly from Brazil. So, Kira, are we going to start with your question?
Yes, I will not forget it this week.
Okay. So, Kira, please, your question.
Thank you, Nina. I would like to know what you think is missing from drum education today.
Nice question. Nice question, Kira. I thank you both for the interview, and this is very nice for me. Thanks. I think what is missing is I think um, it is it is fun having fun at the drums, and uh, having the pleasure to learn, not only to play and show others what you can do.
Hmm.
So be at your drum kit and have the pleasure to challenge yourself and be able to do something tomorrow that you couldn't do today. I think it's this.
Hmm.
Sounds good. What do you
Love
think
it.
of it? So, tell us now. Fortunately, I know all the answers, but I'm going to ask anyway. We know each other for more than 10 years, and 15 years ago, I played with her sister in a band I put together. Her twin sister is a guitar player. Actually, I think we are talking to Nina today. I don't know. Are you Nina or are you Tachi? No, I think you're Nina. Okay.
Tati's English is not very good, so I think it's Nina.
Okay, so tell us when and how did you start on drums?
I started 1998 when I was 18 years old. I used to play guitar, and
And
then
then she
I
came
went.
to her senses and
Yeah,
changed
Yeah,
drums.
good decision.
yeah. And then I went to saw Mike Stern here live in São Paulo, Brazil, and I I couldn't stop watching the drummer, and it was Danny Chambers. But at the time, I didn't know who was Danny Chambers. And the show ended, and I went home, and I start thinking that maybe guitar isn't my instrument, because I didn't look at Mike Stern. So it was very powerful this day for me, and then I made the decision to start to play drums. Then
But did sorry,
sorry.
but did you start? Did you make the decision like the very next day? Like you sold all your guitar equipment and bought the drum kit?
Yeah, one week later, I yeah, it changed my life this day.
I
So
can tell. Do you regret
I
it now because now you're friends?
no, I don't regret it. I am very thankful for that day, and I remember that I for 1 month, maybe two, I kept studying guitar and drums, but
Wow.
it was crazy because I was at the college, law college, another thing, and a lot of things that I had to study, and then I decided to dedicate myself only to drums.
Fun fact: Nina is a lawyer, certified lawyer.
I was a lawyer.
Oh, you are. You finished law school and you worked as a lawyer, so you are a lawyer.
Yeah, but I don't think you want to hire me as a lawyer. Because it's a long time since I stopped.
You never know, always in need of help, can give you a ring. Um, I wanted to ask you because about Dennis Chambers, um, how much of an influence has he had on your playing since that day? Has it been, was it, were you always looking him up? Is he like a massive, massive influence? And who else influenced you around that time?
Danny Chambers changed my life that day, but I like his style a lot. But I'm not that drummer that cop his chops and his things. I I started to play almost rock music and Led Zeppelin and Deep Purple and this kind of. So that was the music I played at guitar.
Mm.
That was things I liked. So and nowadays I I love Stevie Gadd, Vinny Colaiuta, and Todd Suckerman, Benny Greb, these guys, and also Newport and a lot of drummers,
Do you have an
diff
all-time favorite drummer?
yeah, John Bohan,
Okay.
Mm.
Ian Pace, and Ringo Starr, of course, and then these classic drummers.
Yeah, because for example, in my case, if anybody asks who's your favorite drummer, it's easy. It's Billy Coven. So
Oh,
do,
Oh,
do you have a guy like that?
I don't know. I think I it this uh, it changes a lot. This I don't know. Sorry.
It's all
it's a
right.
hard question. Like, this is an interesting topic because
Yeah.
I feel like, yeah, it's hard to just have one.
Do
Like,
you have one?
if I had to say, like, tell me you're only one drummer, then I'd probably say Virgil Donati.
Okay.
But there's so many others who I love. And also, I don't know about you guys, but on Instagram, I feel like I'm discovering new drummers all the time. And it's just like, what? There's so many. Like, do you know this woman? I might say her name wrong. Madden Class, I think, or Madden Class. Do you know her?
I I
No.
don't I don't
She's
think I
amazing. I thought she was good, and I just saw her account. I was like, what? What's going on? So I almost feel like with social media, there's so many more influences there for us.
Oh, no doubt about it. It's just like, for example, in my case, Nina, there's the guy who changed everything for me, which is who made me want to play the drums, which is a guy very very little people know about called Eric Carr. He was the drummer for Kiss back in the
Oh,
'80s, right? So he was the guy who made me want to play the drums. But my all-time favorite, obviously, I like all of these that were mentioned. Obviously, I like them, but Billy Cobbin, maybe because of my first teacher, is the number one for me.
mm.
Anyway, I'm not being interviewed. Nina is. Sorry.
Slight diversion.
I agree about social media. I we can see a lot of different drummers, and that's very nice. A lot of drummers there are are known and a lot that aren't well known, and this is something very interesting, and we can learn a lot from them, I think,
Hmm,
from all of them.
I agree. I wanted to ask about because Felipe just told me before we started that you're a twin, and I wanted to know if there was any like rivalry between you two, and if how did she feel when you decided to play drums?
Yes, when we both played guitar, we had a little uh, challenge to, oh, I want to do the solo of the song. No, no, it's me, and this kind of challenge. But when I went to play drums, almost uh, in, instantaneously, the a band formed was formed. So it was very nice. We just need to have one bass player, and we had, so it was very natural.
Kira, do you have siblings?
I'm a triplet.
Okay, so why this question about rivalry? Of course.
I just think it's really interesting. It's like,
Just
but
kidding.
because I don't know, with me and my sisters, often when I was younger, I sometimes was led by their decisions and would be influenced by what they're doing. So I just think that's really interesting that you both play guitar and to go out and make the decision that no, I'm going to play drums. When you're, a twin or a triplet, I think that's a big thing. It can be a big thing.
Yeah, yeah. It was, but today we play together, and we compose songs together, and it's very nice to work with her. We have our uh,
Differences.
difference, yes, as broad as our sisters, but that's normal. That's natural.
Mm. And good chemistry with, making music together. I'm sure. I'm
Yeah,
sure it flows quite
flows a
well.
lot, and I look at her, and she looks at me, and we know what we are going to do, and it's very nice.
Have you always played with your sister? Or was there a time when you couldn't you couldn't see each other? Like, I don't want to play with her anymore.
There was a time that we didn't play together, and
But by choice or because just didn't happen?
by choice, because that it was the time that I was studying law at law college, and she was already playing professional with a lot of bands and making money with music, and she was also studying in a music college. So she didn't want to play with me because I wasn't professional and something like that. Because of the priorities, not the play. Okay, so the schedule and this kind of things.
I wanted to ask you and you, Felipe, really, about your the hand course that you're doing,
Okay.
and to go into it a bit more, explain what it is, and I'd like to know as well how it came about.
Okay. So the way it came about was very, very, let's say, natural, because in the beginning with the pandemic, basically no one had anything to do.
Mm.
And Nina, she has on WhatsApp a group of her students. She put all her students in one WhatsApp group, and she added me to that group as well. So one day I text her saying, "How about we get together via Zoom one Saturday afternoon, to practice stick control because there's nothing to do, basically. And she said, well, it's a good idea. So we invited everybody who was in her WhatsApp group and some other people, some other drummers we knew. And I think we did that for three consecutive Saturdays.
Yeah.
And we realized that people um, didn't actually know how to practice stick control. There was a lot of uh, disjoint information. And then Nina called me and said, I had an idea.
I think this is the phrase I say every day to her.
Yeah, every day there's a text message saying, I have an idea.
Ah.
And then I sit down.
That's why he doesn't have hair anymore.
I'm pretty sure that's the reason. So, and she said, how about we do a course about stick control? Because we both had lessons with Dom. And we both graduated from stick control with Dom. And that's how it started, you know. And to be honest with you, to put the course together, I think it took like half an hour, Nina, not even
Yeah,
that.
yeah, because we have this knowledge and teach every day, so it's very natural for us. We did a call at Zoom and half an hour it was everything prepared, all the routines and this kind of things.
Great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then the rest is history. We and then we divided in two parts. So
But
the
first we did one part of the course.
yeah,
We say, okay, so let's put it to sell. Let's sell it and see what we 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 will have. And it was very nice the first group. So we did 8 weeks with them, and then when we arrived at the end of the course, the students said to us, "We want to continue, continue." So we did another part of the course, right?
yeah. Then we did the second part, which is basically accents and rebounds
Yeah,
and some other and finger control. But it was the second part was totally the students' demand.
yeah.
They were like, "Oh, we don't want this to stop. We want more." Okay,
That's
and
It
now,
great.
was very very nice for
yeah, it
us
was.
to hear that.
Yeah, and now we are this two last week. We changed the course now. This is we changed to a completely online course on a platform called Hotmart. So
Okay.
people go there and buy it and they watch it according to their schedule. Because
Great.
before it was live every Saturday afternoon. We would the two of us would be teaching.
Mm.
Now the videos are there, and also we stretched a little bit more to instead of 8 weeks, 12 weeks. So we go
Cool.
more with a lot more detail about it.
Mm.
And 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 this last week that we started the online version. It's our fourth group.
Wow.
Yeah.
And are you still doing that live with this fourth group then?
No, the fourth group
Will
is completely online.
Do
Yeah.
you think you'll ever return to doing them live ever?
We have some some master classes that we are going to do live, but it's like a bonus, right,
Mm.
Felipe? It's like a bonus, and we didn't we did an opening lesson just to excite the students, and we will have this Saturday now master class with another drummer that is a very
Yeah,
good
not us.
drummer.
We hired another guy to come and teach.
It's Ricardo Louveira, and he's going to teach push pull.
Yeah, I don't know if you've seen this technique. It's with these two fingers, push and pull. And this master class we're doing via Zoom on Saturday is for everybody, all four groups.
Yeah, so all
Great.
four groups, we have more than 60 people, I think.
Wow, that's
Yeah,
going to be great.
yeah,
Yeah. hmm
very
and
nice.
also, even though it's been 2 months, yeah, 2 months that the first group finished both sections, they still didn't want to leave us. So we created another group called that we call it consultancy. So they're still in that group. They pay us a very small fee every month, and basically, instead of sending their practice for us to analyze, they just gossip among themselves. So they're happy.
Yeah, they continue to study the books, and we kind of look and yeah, go there, don't go this way, like this
Mm.
kind of things.
Yeah, because it's 12, 8, or either even 12 weeks is not enough to finish the control.
Mm.
You need at least, if you're going to do it properly, you need at least 40 weeks to finish the control.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's almost a year.
Sounds really good.
Yeah,
Cool.
thanks. We are very happy about this idea and this partnership.
Yeah, it
I
worked.
am. Well,
Well, I told you today is a very good, very happy day for me. But because of all the partnerships I had, these two, you two, are the ones who work the best.
nice.
You know, it's
Yeah.
true. It's true. It's much. It's obviously because we're drummers. Because it's much easier than any band I've ever been, and I'll ever will be, if ever.
Yeah, yeah, I agree.
So my question now: you started learning drums. You had some teachers in Brazil, but how did you get to Dom Famularo?
It was one of the that days like Danny Chambers Day. It was in 2010. I was teaching a student, and he said, "Let's go to Batuca." Batuca is an event here in Brazil only for drummers, and it's uh, promoted by Vera Figueiredo. That it's a very good drummer, and she invited Dom to do the opening of that day, and I didn't know who was Dom Famularo until I saw him. And this student of mine, he said, "Let's go see Dom Famularo," and I went with him. So I know Don that day, and he made a joke with the public that was listening to him. He asked them, how many of you know the book Stick Control, and everybody raised their hands, and and then he asked again, how many of you studied the page 5 of Stick Control, and everybody also raised their hands. And then he said, how many of you studied the entire book? And then one, two. So I this made
Were you
a
one of those, or two?
yeah, yeah, no, no, no. I I didn't raise my hand that time. So this was very uh, it changed me that day. So I liked him a lot, and I went to do a master class of him here in Brazil the day after, and then I start to search videos and s- things of Dom Famularo at the internet, and I went to his website and saw that he taught Skype, and I sent him an email and I want to be your student, and that's that's how I became his student.
I have a question. It's a bit personal about that. But what did you seek out in him? What did you want him to teach you? Was there anything like in particular that you wanted to learn from him?
Yes, good question, Kira. I I had studied with a lot of drummers here in Brazil. All of them very nice drummers and very nice teachers. But I need to learn things like uh, step by step. And some of these old teachers of mine, they said, "Oh, it's like that." Okay, so they didn't explain the technique step by step, and I saw in him this kind of knowledge
Yeah, let me
that
just interject here. In Brazil, until very recently, technique wasn't priority.
Okay.
So basically, obviously the teachers always taught the rudiments, for example.
Hmm.
But basically, well, this is the paradiddle, and they play it really fast. This is the five-stroke roll, and they play it really fast. And then that's how you have to play it, and basically that's it.
yeah.
You know, I started obviously a lot earlier than Nina, so rudiments were a mystery to me because my teacher would say, "Oh yeah, the paradiddle." How am I ever going to play that?
Yeah.
You know, so that's why I can see why for her, Dan Famularo was, you know,
Yeah, I think I saw in him the way to get out from the very slow to the good double strokes and paradiddles and this kind of things. Because I in my head I didn't see the way.
Hmm.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
He's great, isn't he?
yes.
Yeah. It's very nice. And he is the way, of course.
And I started studying with Dom because of Nina.
Oh, so tell us. I'm jumping in with another question. How did you actually meet then, you two?
Well, funnily enough, I've played with her sister in 2005, but I hadn't met her. I knew, of course, who she was. I knew she existed. A lot of there's a good friend of mine, a guitarist, who even was part of our group, the first group, because he started to learn the drums. So he did the hands guide, the very first group. And when I told him I'm playing with Tati, and he said, "Oh yeah, I played with her sister Nina." I said, "Oh, okay, cool." So I knew of her. But then some things happened, and I did a video talking about friendship, and a friend of mine put it on his YouTube channel. In that video, I talked about, instead of being, obviously drummers can be competitors, but not enemies.
Hmm.
And she was probably the first person to make a comment saying, "Oh, I love what you said because I feel the same way." And that's how we started to interact. I think
I
that was 2008.
Oh, you have a very good memory.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Nice.
because I remember good things, but I also remember bad things. But
Yeah,
that's a different subject.
yeah,
So you were in London by this point.
Yes, I was already living in London, and then 2012 we were talking probably on Skype, and I told her, "Oh, I cannot hear myself play the drums anymore." I was about to record an album with a band I used to play, and I was dreading the fact that I was going into the studio because I know it's not going to be as good as I want it to be. And
When
then
was
she
this?
told
2012.
2012, I was really sick and tired of my playing. And then she told me, "Why don't you do some lessons with Dom?"
Mm.
And I said, "It's never going to work. It's via Skype. How is it going to work?" And funnily enough, out of character, she replied to me as I would reply. She said, "Just shut up and do it." And then I said, "Okay." And the rest is history.
yeah.
Oh, that's so cool. Oh, that's so lovely. What a lovely friendship.
It,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's beautiful. That's exactly how it should be.
And after the lesson, I thought he was going to complain to
yeah,
to me, but no, he was very excited about the lesson and
yeah,
about.
because it is, first of all, Dom, by that time, he was already doing it for a long time, you know? So it was almost like having him in the room.
Mm.
And and besides being a great drummer and great teacher, he's a great motivator.
Yeah.
And and I was hooked.
But you had lessons with him before then, right?
No,
What? So your very first
my
lesson with
very
Dom
first
was on
lesson,
Skype?
yes, because of Nina.
What? Oh my god, this is like huge.
It
Yeah,
is like
it
Dom
is.
would say. This is huge. Yeah,
Because
And
then you went and uh, you studied with him in
j-
America, right?
yeah. I had lessons for 18 months or so, maybe more, and then I went to America and I spent a whole week with him.
very nice.
Amazing.
I highly recommend.
A- And now we are partners and we teach what Don taught us. So it's very nice.
Yeah, and one thing we do for the groups that finish the second part of the course, the very last lesson, we hired Dom to teach them. So they have a lesson with Dom.
I
Yeah.
bet they love that.
Oh
They
yes, it's
they
like
they
it's the
will like
icing
it.
on the cake, and then they really buzzed, and then they.
Yeah.
So we did last Saturday we did with the group that graduated from the second half of the course, and they haven't stopped talking about it yet.
Yeah. And they are watching the recorded lesson.
Yeah, also we record every lesson we recorded, and Nina put it on a special place in her website, so
Mm.
people they can, if they don't didn't understand something, or if they forgot and they need to watch it again. So this lesson with Dom, they are watching like over and over, and even
Yeah.
people who from the first group are still, like 2 months ago, they're still watching that lesson with Dom.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so great. That's value right
It
there,
is.
Yeah.
isn't it?
A lot.
Well done, you two.
Thanks.
Okay, I think it's your turn.
Is it my turn?
Yeah.
So, uh, when are you gonna make the transition to full time playing open handed?
This is a real question.
Yes, it is,
Yeah.
because you just told me, I didn't have the chance to watch it yet, but you just told me you played a song open handed.
Yeah.
So I want to know, when is it gonna be full time now?
I can play open-handed
Of course you
the
can. Silly question.
some some easy songs, and but I think the sound of my hi-hat isn't the same yet, so this is kind
Oh, of
of,
course.
oh, I prefer my right hand. I don't know. But this song, it's uh Hans Zimmer song from
Oh,
Gladiators movie,
oh,
and I put the drums in that song. It doesn't have drums at the original,
what one
and
is it?
I it's called Now We Are Free.
Yeah,
Yeah,
awesome song.
yeah.
I want to
So
hear this.
oh,
Cool.
nice. I posted yesterday at my Instagram. It's there.
Cool.
Cool.
Yeah,
So,
nice.
and how about you, Kirill? When are you going to start playing open-handed?
No,
No,
I'm
just
not.
kidding. Just kidding. I'm the preacher for open-handed
I
drumming.
know. No, I'm working on it. Kind of. There's too many things to do, man.
Yeah, you have two children.
Yeah, Zelly.
Yeah,
Um, I wanted to ask you about double pedal.
nice.
I saw you did a performance of Africa by
Yeah.
Toto, and it was so cool. You did this really amazing fill with the double pedal, and I was just like, yeah, so good, so good. I absolutely loved it. And how much? I hope you can understand this, but how much is double pedal part of your voice as a drummer?
Nice. Nice question. Thanks for the compliment about the video, Kira. I Until I started to play drums at 1998, and then until 2002, I only used one pedal, single pedal. And I had a band which played classic rock and Purple, Led Zeppelin, Ozzy Osbourne, this kind of music. And they they scheduled a meeting, and then they said to me, "We want you to play with the bow bass." And I was I felt under pressure, that, and I didn't want to buy a double pedal because I thought that it was a thing for lazy people. But if I didn't buy it, I w- would I will lose would lose, I don't know, I would lose my band.
Hmm.
So I bought the double pedal, and I realized that I didn't know how to use it. Nothing. So the first lesson was, this is not for lazy people. The first lesson I learned. And then I went to study with Achilles Priester, that it was at the time the drummer of Angra, and now he's well known at the world of music. And I became in love with the techniques, and by that time, 2002, 2003 until 2007, 8, I couldn't play without double pedal. I played, but it wasn't me. So this is the level of how double pedal it was inside my playing that time. And then I went to study other kind of music, Brazilian music, and I'm trying to study jazz until today. So I changed this level. Now I can play with a single pedal without worrying if I don't have the left pedal there. But I like a lot, and I study it every day, and I can say I am addicted to it, but not at the do not at that level that I only want to be fast and a lot of notes. Oh, do
But
some
but there was a
figure.
time that you had a double bass kit, right?
Yeah, yeah. I had
So
two kits with the bow base.
okay, so what do you is there a difference because I had never had two bass drums. I always had double pedal. So is there a real difference between two bass drums,
For me, a lot of difference.
and do you prefer one or the other?
Now I prefer double pedal, but at the time I preferred two bass drums.
Okay.
And I think with two bass drums, your left side kinds of work more. I don't know why. Maybe it's the engine of all the things, and I don't know. I don't know how to explain it physically, but it's how I felt. It was how I felt.
Okay. Unfortunately, it's time to wrap it up. Kira, do you have a final question?
Oh,
I guess I would like to know what your goals are or what you have planned for 2021 and beyond.
nice. I am I have plans to record another solo album or an album with my sister, most probably on
Or both?
another or both, yeah, or both. And I have a lot of plans of this guy here.
Whoa, oh
Yeah,
dear.
Yeah.
about with our course and this kind of things. We are with a lot of plans. So this is
Yeah.
basically that.
We have this first course is called the Hands Guide, but and we're gonna use the guide word and create guides for different parts of the body in the drum kit.
Great. Is that what the T-shirt
Yeah,
says?
Yeah,
the T-shirt says it's called in Portuguese is
Guia
Guia
das
das
Mãos.
Mãos, which means hands guide.
Cool. I would like a T-shirt, please.
Me too.
Okay.
I will order one.
Apparently, just one person has that T-shirt,
The
but I'm
your
not gonna
t-shirt is
go. But I'm not gonna go there.
your t-shirt is flying
Okay.
to London, and I will send you one for you, Kira.
Woo! Thank you. It's very cool.
Cool. I think we're
Cool.
done. Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much, both of you.
Thanks a lot.
So lovely to meet you.
Nice to meet you too, Kira.